Dear viewers, I present the People's Vote, which, seeing as though their MO appears to be ignoring the results of a vote by the people by calling for an end to Brexit, has to be the most ironic name in living memory, and sort of like whichever dickhead decided to put an S in the word lisp. You sort of feel like they're just taking the Michael at this point. But that's got to be a straw man, Jacob. You're misrepresenting them. They can't possibly deny the results of the 2016 democratic referendum on Britain's membership of the EU. You're having us on.
We are not opposing or calling for a second referendum. The referendum, the people decided that we should leave the European Union, and we respect that decision.
You see, maybe if you just button it for 5 seconds and let them explain themselves, you wouldn't get your damn knickers in a twist over nothing.
The campaign for the People's Vote is simply requesting that we have another chance to consider what the terms of this divorce are going to be.
And so your idea is that when Theresa May comes back to the House of Commons and says, this is fundamentally the deal that I have got, that deal should be voted upon by everybody in the UK, yes or no?
Exactly.
Oh, maybe I do have them wrong. Sorry, guys. I seem to have completely misrepresented what this group's about.
What happens if they say no?
Well, I don't know how they would deal with that, but we would simply stay in the Union. That's what that vote would mean.
Aha! I got you, you snake in the grass! I found you out!
We would simply stay in the Union. That's what that vote would mean.
Yep, they're trying to stop Brexit.
So everywhere I look at the left now, particularly in Britain, Western Europe and the US, I think they are having an incredibly destructive impact on ordinary people's lives.
Yeah.
Which is why, I still call myself left-wing, but I'm constantly conscious of the fact that to most people out there, perfectly understandably, they think that means I'm on the wrong side. So maybe I'm fighting a losing battle because I'm trying to recover a sense of what the left used to be.
Yeah.
What proved to me that the left is on the wrong side these days was Brexit. So in last year, 2016, 17.4 million British people, the largest number of British people that have ever voted for anything in history, voted against the European Union and for greater sovereignty, greater popular sovereignty, greater democratic control against the EU, which is an institution which is illiberal, undemocratic, and also racist. It has a two-tier immigration policy which allows freedom of movement for largely white Europeans, while at the same time paying African dictators to keep their people out of Europe. So this is an institution that I'm absolutely alarmed that anyone who calls themselves liberal or left-wing could support this vast Byzantine bureaucracy.
The truth is, we almost lost our democracy during that referendum thanks to ignorant fools who didn't know what they were voting for. Idiots who voted for the status quo because they couldn't be bothered to examine the issues and who still have no idea what they nearly threw away. Or imbeciles who voted to give up the democratic franchise of all future generations for selfish personal convenience, who think that giving up the right to make our own laws now and forever is a price worth paying for easier travel. These are the morons the establishment was counting on, but there weren't quite enough of them, thank goodness. And talking of morons, most teachers voted to remain because they're all sucking on the EU tit. The European Union purposely floods academia with bribes in the form of grant money and stipends to give everyone in it a vested interest in promoting it so that it can get its propaganda into children nice and early before they're capable of evaluating and rejecting it. You know, the way they do with religion. Did you ever hear a bad word about the sacred European Union from a teacher? Of course not. Well, theoretically, yes, it's possible, but in practice, it's about as likely as getting a third world rapist deported from Europe. So we can't really blame young people who voted against their own interests to stay in when for years they've been force-fed the lie that democratic sovereignty is fascist and racist. As recipients of a progressive education, they simply haven't been taught to value the foundational principles of a free society. So many of them genuinely had no understanding of what was really at stake. One day they'll realise how irresponsibly they've been miseducated and how close they came to being conned out of their birthright.
Hello everyone, this is Freddie Varcher, the UKIP chairman for London. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Carl. I wonder whether these scoundrels and traitors in the large building behind us will have the testicular fortitude to actually carry on in the ludicrous way in which they've been carrying on since yesterday. Because taking no deal off the table until you have concluded negotiations are the actions of only an idiot or a traitor. And here we have both of them in large measure.
Well, I mean, they could well be just total moral cowards.
Moronic cowards? Oh, well, I'll allow for that. I'll allow for that. You are a generous man, more generous than I am, but I will permit that possibility. Look, on the, let me check, the 8th of February 2017, 80.2% of members of Parliament voted to have Article 50 with the 29th of March 2019 exit date. That is, more than 80% of them voted for it. Now, we want to hold them to their promise, to their pledge. Further, in a general election that occurred just 3 months later, results declared in June 2017, 85.1% of people, 85.1% of people who voted for a candidate who had leaving on the 29th of March 2019 on his or her manifesto. That is 85% of them. We have dominant force here, overwhelming force. Any attempt to delay Brexit is high treason. Any attempt to dilute Brexit is high treason. Any attempt to water down in any form Brexit is high treason. Any attempt to postpone Brexit is high treason. And any attempt to bring in a third referendum before 2057 is high treason too. They made us wait 14,994 days between the first referendum, which wasn't on the EU at all, which was about a common market, which we all agreed to, and the second referendum, which was held on the 23rd of June 2016, where 7.9% more people voted to leave than voted to remain, a large majority. That 14,994 days, add that to the 23rd of June 2016, you get to the 12th of July 2057, when I will be 99 years of age, you will be 73, and we'll allow them to have it. But not one day before. How dare they even try to think of it? These scoundrels, these liars, these traitors. Now, I am going to believe in one of the things that the EU has believed in. The EU believes in retrospective legislation. It is abhorrent to me normally, but I am prepared to make an exception. We shall bring in retrospective legislation on the matter of treason, on high treason, and we will deal with these rubber-necked scoundrels in that building behind us. And now turn the camera off and I'll tell you what I really think.
So, gallows it is then. Thank you very much.